Hi everybody, it's Karina Velasco and I'm super excited to have today in our show a very special guest. I've known him for, 20 something years. Yeah. He's a very, very, very famous TV host in Latin America. You do all like the game Wheel shows. Of Fortune, like the whole show thing.
Family Feud, Price is Right.
Oh my! Shows, yeah. I mean, you've done it all. But I wanted to invite you today because he's not only very famous and like very known, and people love you in Latin America.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're seeing me through your loving eyes. That's why.
For your loving eyes.
That, thank you.
But today I want to talk about your transformation because I'm super proud of what I've seen, like the Marco I met 20 years ago to the Marco like today.
Yeah.
So
I was 23 when I met you. So that was 1993.
Oh my goodness.
How old were you? You were like 18?
I don't know.
Or 15?
I haven't.
10?
I don't
You forgot.
I totally forgot.
Okay, I understand that part.
But your transformation, I mean, you grew up in a very conservative society and very narrow-minded, very judging. So
Yeah, it was really religious.
What happened to you?
What happened to me? Well, you learn, you grow. I mean, I got a lot of feedback from the way I was living. I remember the first time I went to therapy is because I was heartbroken, and I remember the doctor in Mexico. He was a psychiatrist. First time I went to therapy, and he started asking me questions about the way I related to women and my concepts of being a boyfriend and having a girlfriend and women and marriage and all that. And after he got a good scoop of the way I thought, I remember he told me, like, Marco, with all the respect, your mom is amazing. She was, beautiful woman. She's, taught you well. But the software you have about relationships and sexuality is great. It's amazing for 1965. And he said, we're in 1997 back in the day. And like, if you don't change the way you think, you're going to suffer a lot. And I was suffering a lot because when I had so many mental limitations, limiting beliefs, the one that I was suffering was myself. When you're jealous, the one who suffers is the person who's experienced the jealousy. So I got a strong feedback several times about how I was creating my own suffering. And then I started understanding that I was the only person who could make me happy. And when I got that, it's like, oh, this is my own responsibility. I'm responsible for making myself financially free. I'm the one responsible for making my life happier. And then I started taking that level of responsibility, and I decided I was going to learn and change, and then it happened.
So you would say before you were irresponsible until you become responsible?
Well, I was always a very responsible person, but I didn't know that. See, the first time I heard this concept of, no, Marco, nobody can make you happy. You cannot find anyone who's going to make you happy. You are the only person who can make yourself happy. I really thought that the day I would find the right woman, for example, she was going to make me happy, or my family was going to make me happy, or a job was going to make me happy, or a car or a TV show was going to make me happy. So I had my happiness on the outside, and there was always something new that I had to achieve in order to be happy. So that was a before and after moment when I realized that nothing outside me can make me happy.
No matter what you do or what you achieve.
And I can choose all the time, regardless of my finances, regardless of if I have a relationship or not, regardless of the place I'm living in or not. It's my choice on every single. I started reading Eckhart Tolle and Deepak Chopra and.
But when did this started? Like, first of all, like, do you want some coffee, tea, or sex?
Sex.
Really? Okay. Okay. See you later. Yeah.
I was going to get married back in 2003.
Okay.
And we called off the wedding. She was a beautiful former Miss Mexico model.
Yeah, I met her. I met her. Beautiful woman.
Beautiful, sweet human being, amazing. We were just very incompatible. She was very conservative, and I was liberal for her conservative thoughts. Can you imagine? You knew me as very conservative. She was ultra conservative. And I'm not saying she's wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just saying we were different.
Yeah.
And when we broke up and I moved to Miami, it was a really hard decision for both of us, but we knew that we were not compatible. And that's when that's when it was like the before and after. Moved to Miami, left my life behind, and then I started opening myself to new information.
What was the new information? What was that first book that really supported you to open your mind and also to become aware about like what responsibility really means? Which is, because I want to touch base really quickly on responsibility, because usually when we talk about that, it's like I'm responsible because I come here to my show, I come here on time, I'm here responsible. But then like something happened and I like point fingers at everybody. So that's much easier, like to, oh, you're guilty, you're guilty, you're guilty, you're an idiot, you, exactly. Yeah, you. You know who you are.
Oh, God.
Exactly, you know, that's easier than really owning what's happening in yourself, like within.
Yeah, I think that we all do our best with the information we have, with the education we have, with the experience we have. Yeah. And the level of responsibility that I learned from my mother was, okay, being responsible means to go to school, being responsible means to get a good job, being responsible means to get ahead in life and be a professional. And I did all of that. But nobody told me when I was little, nobody even suggested the possibility that, Marco, no matter, you should make money and you should work hard and you want to support your mother and one day you want to support your family, your kids, your wife, whatever, that's all good. But you have the responsibility of making yourself happy. That was a concept that was never offered to me as a possibility. The moment I heard that, it was like, oh my God, that is true. Because in every single relationship that I had, I've gotten this exact same feedback. It's like the infatuation of meeting someone. Is like, oh my God, she's so sweet, she's so beautiful, we love the same movies. She's gonna make me happy. I'm gonna be so happy.
Oh, yeah,
she's making me happy.
I've heard you with that story so many times.
So many times.
Yeah.
So many times. And then the relationship comes to another stage where the challenges start happening. And then since I gave her that responsibility, of course, then I'm extremely disappointed. You're not, maybe I don't say it, I didn't say it, but I was inside, I was like, you did not make me happy. You were supposed to make me happy. And probably she was thinking the same thing. And then at the end of the day, you know, she goes away or I go away, and then I end up even sadder than I was before, you know, depressed and stuff. So it's this cycle. When I heard the Eckhart Tolle book, the two of them, The Power of Now and then The New Earth, I would walk my dog and I would listen to Eckhart Tolle because he's not easy to listen. He's very calm, and I would fall asleep if I would be sitting or in bed. And he's amazing, but his tone of voice is very subtle, very very calm.
Because we need to slow down.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm not criticizing him.
Yeah.
I was not ready for that, so I would walk my doggy and listen to it over and over and over in the car, over and over and over again. And that's when I was exposed to this possibility of external things are never going to make you happy. If you want to live in a roller coaster where you're being happy and sad and happy and sad, depending on how the day goes, then go ahead and have a blast. And I was sick and tired of that. So he was the one who really opened my eyes, my ears, my heart to the possibility of, I want to be happy regardless of what happens outside. I might like some things and dislike others, but I really want to be able to create a more stable happiness inside me where it doesn't have those amazing peaks and those horrible meltdowns.
And how did that affect like your career? Because I mean, that happens sometimes. You want to achieve a lot of things, so we want like all those kinds of tools to be able to achieve whatever. But like the important thing is like how you deal of overcoming challenges, right? Because especially showbiz, it's never easy. One day you're here, it's the roller coaster.
Yeah.
So how does
it's a great school.
All those tools have supported you to deal with that?
Well, I think it goes into a deeper level of consciousness when I went into the University of Santa Monica, and I went in there to study
you did a master's.
A master's
right?
on spiritual psychology with Ron and Mary Holnick, which are beloved teachers. When I went there, to be honest, I went there because I was new to LA. I wanted to practice my English and I wanted to make good friends. And I said, this place, I'm going to probably meet...
Meet hot girls.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. I said, I'm going to meet conscious women. I said, I'm going to meet yogis. I'm going to meet vegetarians. I'm going to meet people who are in the path of self-improvement. And I'm going to learn something. Those were my expectations in going into the University of Santa Monica. And truly enough, after the first weekend, I was shocked. And what I discovered was that in my particular case, I had made the mistake of believing that my worth as a human being depended on what kind of a job I was doing. So if I had a successful TV show, oh my God, my value was really high. But if I was unemployed, my value was really low.
But that's very related to men, right?
Well, I guess because we're raised to believe that our value comes from being able to provide, to make money, to be successful, to provide, to protect, which is beautiful. But it's a misunderstanding that I'm less valuable when I have a great job. I'm more valuable when I have a great job, and I'm less valuable when my show is canceled.
But isn't it easy to say for you that you've been like in a successful career for 20 years? I mean, you really haven't got really low. It's like you're always on the air, like with 2-3 shows simultaneously.
For 30 years, but well, no, we've had ups and downs. Like when we came back a couple of years ago to do Prices Right in Mexico, which is one of my favorite shows. We got on the air, we were doing amazing, and then they decided to bring a talk show, the Laura Bozo talk show, which is like it's like the Jerry Springer show.
Yeah, like beyond bad.
Well, and we got canceled, even though we were doing great, for Laura Bozo. Mm-hmm. And I got really depressed. And I was already studying this. So, and for the next 6 months, I didn't do television because the show was canceled and I didn't have any other plans. And then the income goes down, the show is canceled. I see this woman doing this Jerry Springer show, and then so those are challenges. So it's been 30 years, but not everything. I mean, you're really sweet that you see me as a constant success, but there's been ups and downs. It's just
really?
that
And how do you
I use makeup on the downs.
Yeah, like what kind of makeup do you use? Like what kind of tools?
Well, what I did during those months, instead of before, I would have gotten depressed, I would have gotten desperate, I would have judged the network, I would have judged everything around me as unfair, and I would have suffered a lot. And now, when that happened, I went like, okay, if this is happening, it means that probably I need to be doing something else with my time, something that is worth something deeper. So I went deeper into learning and growing. And the time that was created by not having that show on air paid better dividends on the long run. So it's just accepting what is. And instead of fighting with God or the universe, it's saying like, okay, I get it. In my mind and in my ego, I would have liked to keep the show, because I think we had a better show and it's better television, it's family oriented versus all this,
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
Scandalous type of TV. So for me, it was really easy to go into victim.
Yeah.
I'm a victim of the circumstances.
Yeah, or the pointing fingers, right?
As opposed to saying like, okay, I get it. I don't like this, but I'm willing to open my heart and my mind to see what is the highest good that God or the universe is presenting to me. And what was presented was the opportunity of going deeper into my master's degree on spiritual psychology. And then it became a priority. Then I canceled a lot of other things related to work because I wanted to finish my master's.
And did you finish?
Yeah, I finished. I graduated last year.
Oh my God, now you can give me therapy. Yay. Yeah. I need some of that. But isn't that amazing?
It's beautiful.
I mean, that happens a lot. I've seen, in people in general. It's like you have a career that doesn't work out, and then suddenly you're like, what do I do with my life? I don't know what to do. Yeah. But it's like a great opportunity to discover some of your talents and discover more about yourself and also other things you can do. Because it's never late. Yeah,
and it's trusting that there's a bigger plan that I might not understand immediately, but it's for the highest good of all concerned. And that's what in religion they call faith. I prefer to call it trust. I just trust the universe. I trust that as long as I'm aligned and my intention is very clear on what I want to manifest, things will happen.
Okay, so you're getting a little spiritual here. So let me ask you, okay, who's the universe? Like you're talking about the universe. Like the universe is going to send you. For me, the universe is like planets, the sun, the moon, asteroids. Galaxies. So when you because I hear this a lot. Yeah. So I want people to understand. Yeah. What do you mean by like the universe?
By the universe, well, the universe is God. It's just that I rather call him, I call him God too. I use many words for God, but the universe gives me a sense of it has no beginning, it has no end, it has no size, it's everywhere.
It's not a man sitting on a chair.
Exactly. It's not the traditional thinking of as a guy with a long beard, white guy with a long beard, sitting up in heaven, and somehow it's outside me. And the most important and practical thing for my spiritual path is it's outside me. And I have to somehow reconnect or win its love. when I say universe, I include every molecule in my body, every molecule in your body. God is inside me. God is right here, and it's up to me to be connected. I don't have to call God to be with me. God is with me. I am part of this whole universe. So when I use the word universe, it just expands the concept into a more loving, unlimited possibilities kind of world. And also, as Eckhart Tolle says, someone can say, well, your God is not my God. But nobody can say, your universe is not my universe, because there's only one universe.
The universe is a perspective that there's something bigger or something around us, and we're just like a tiny little part there who plays its part.
But we're not separate, we're part of it. So when we feel lonely, for example, which is, I mean, my mom used to work a lot. I was, left home alone a lot of times with maybe with a nanny, sometimes on my own. And she would travel and I would travel. And I experienced a lot of lonely time in my life before I would suffer. I would feel I was abandoned. I would feel there was nobody with me.
Aww.
Yeah, and those were things that I had to heal from my childhood, because my mom would go away and I would cry and cry, and I felt she was leaving me. I couldn't understand that she had to leave and work.
So the abandonment wound was...
Oh, yeah. But now I don't feel, I enjoy my alone time because I love it, but I don't feel alone. I don't feel abandoned, because how could I be abandoned if the universe is everywhere, if God is inside me, if love is inside me? Now, it's wonderful to be able to share love with a friend like you, with an animal, with my coworkers. That's beautiful. I'm social. I'm like you. I love being around people. But when I'm alone, either by choice or sometimes not by choice, I don't feel abandoned anymore. And that's why the word universe is just more appealing to me. But I can use the word unconditional love.
Yeah, it's nourishing for you.
It's nourishing. It's like, how can I be alone? I cannot. It's impossible, you know. Or God punishing me. God doesn't know how to punish. God is love. I punish myself with the thought that God is punishing me.
Yeah.
You see, it's just, I mean, we can go deeper, of course, but...
No, but I mean, it's really interesting because everything's about perspective, and I think the beauty is we have accessible, like, all this information to be able to believe in whatever makes us feel good.
Yeah.
And talking about beliefs and unity in the universe, I wanted to talk about something that has become a little annoying for me.
Tell me.
And I know you're the expert to talk about this. So in spirituality and conscious themes, everybody's talking about, like, we're working together, we're one, the universe, right? The oneness thing.
Yeah.
So how come vegans
Yeah.
have become so judgmental and so annoying?
Yeah.
Because I know you're a vegan, and you have a very strong conviction, which, you know, I admire what you've done with that, and we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
But what's the point with annoying and judging other people in that sense? Like the way they're marketing themselves, it's like through fear and through, like, make us feel like guilty or ashamed because we're eating meat. So can you tell me why?
That's a beautiful, beautiful subject. I actually went to Cancun, to Tulum, to the Vegan Fest, and my conference was about how to be a peaceful vegan. So my conference was not about how to turn yourself vegan.
Thank you.
Because I think these are different lessons. Let me give you an example of a different situation. For example, if you hear the story about a girl who was lured into the United States of America from Guatemala, Mexico, or any of these countries with the promise of getting them a job, like a 16-year-old girl, which happens all the time. And then that girl is sold into prostitution, and they're picked up by a mafia. And National Geographic did a whole coverage on this, which is heartbreaking. It's so depressing to read this, and so heartbreaking. I cried so much when I read this. And they tell you that they take these little girls in trucks into cities like LA, New York, San Diego, Houston, Dallas, and people with a lot of money pay for their virginity or pay to have sex with them with no condoms, and they come inside them, and then they need to get abortions, and then they are sold to another mafia, and these are literally sexual slaves in today's world, in the first world, not in third world countries, in the first world.
It's happening now.
It's happening now, and there's associations that work for them, and there's, you know, a lot of stuff. When you read that, it's very human to feel annoyed. It's very human to feel anger.
Yeah.
It's very human to feel like you want to kill the people who are doing that. You want to stop it right now because that's really wrong and it's unfair, blah, blah, blah. So it's very human to react like that when you feel there's something unfair or evil being done. So the natural reaction of someone who has not done enough work in their spiritual path is to react and try to solve that problem with more violence. This is violence. What's been done to these girls is violence. And you want to solve the problem with more violence. And as we know,
that doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to do anything about it, but I can do it with love. So I can go and relate to the human traffic problem, little girls, from the hate towards the people who are making this, or I can do it from the love and compassion that I have for these girls. Mm-hmm. So it's the same thing in the vegan movement. When you watch for the first time videos of animals being
Sorry, but I don't
punished.
think it's the same thing like sexual abuse and slavery.
Oh, but let me
because it's not it's not natural. Okay, I'll let you finish.
What's not natural?
I mean, like humans were like 1,000 years ago were eating meat in order to survive.
Oh yeah. But not the way we're eating it now. That's my point.
Yeah, the way.
It's not the same thing.
But you cannot compare. You cannot say it's the same thing.
No, hold on.
I want it to be clear.
No. But let me just finish my point, because I grew up in a house. I saw my grandmother killing a chicken.
Yeah.
But the chicken will leave. They were free in the backyard, and then one day she would go in.
I agree.
Yeah. So when you watch the videos, this is a problem. The problem is not necessarily that people are eating meat. The problem is the factory farming, which is extremely cruel.
Oh yeah,
that's
awful.
That's what's comparable. That's what's comparable, because the punishment, the cruelty,
the violence.
Exactly. That was my connection between the
I'm
girl.
glad we cleared that out. Sorry, I jumped.
Yeah, no. That was my connection between the girl who's been raped and exploited, and these animals.
The cruelty.
Yeah, the cruelty. I mean, and so the first time I watched a video, the Paul McCartney video, Glass Walls, which was the one that changed me, my natural instinct was to get violent. I want to kill these companies that are doing this. I want to finish it now. And you go into trying to solve a problem with anger, and unfortunately, that doesn't work. Mm-hmm. Gandhi said a long time ago, when he freed India from the greatest power, military power on earth, which is England, he said, "This is a cause that I'm willing to die for, but there's no cause I'm willing to kill for." And his philosophy was ahimsa, and was peace. So that's the thing. Mm-hmm. The problem is not only in the vegan movement. The problem is engaging anything that we feel is unfair with more violence. And what's happening now is that all this information about the animals was being hidden, and thanks to the internet is now brand new out there. Because before you wouldn't see it anywhere.
You think we need to see those kinds of movies and videos to be able to know what's really happening and like feel that pain in order to do something?
Not everyone needs to watch them, but some people, like in my case, I ate a lot of meat. And I was endorsing company. I was the face of companies in Mexico that sell meat.
Don't even tell the names.
Yeah, and milk and all of that.
Yeah.
But hadn't I watched the reality, it's like, where do we draw the line between like doing a documentary? Look at SeaWorld, how they're changing. They fought the orca thing. They denied it. They tried. When their stock went down, because of CNN broadcasting blackfish over and over, because their stock went down, now they're saying they love the orcas and they're going to retire them, and they stopped the breeding program, blah, blah, and there's more to do. But
so we're escaping reality.
If we haven't had shown, if people at CNN and Blackfish hadn't shown the cruelty, the horrible cruelty that the orcas went through, seeing the baby orca being kidnapped from the ocean and the mother staying in the water, and then talking about more about orcas, we wouldn't have learned about that. Now, I have the choice of hating SeaWorld, or I have the choice of loving the animals and acting from love and peace. And I think that as in our path of development, of gaining of consciousness, unfortunately, like in many other movements, there's a lot of vegans, but not only vegans. There's a lot of ecology activists, a lot of women activists, a lot of children activists, a lot of handicapped children activists that are angry, and they engage with anger
and judgment.
Yeah,
and I'm also talking because I understand veganism as an ethical perspective, because I totally agree, and I think every human being agrees that violence and cruelty and any, like, even trees, animals, or people is just like a no good.
Yeah.
We're clear about that. But the vegans that, it's like,
the vegan police, we within the
Yeah,
vegan
the
movement,
vegan police.
we call them the vegan police. It's not all of us.
no, I know you don't,
But
because
there's
I was vegetarian for 25 years.
Yeah.
I was vegan for 8 years, and
Yeah.
I had to go back to meat
and you were judged.
because I was like unhealthy.
Yeah.
I needed that in order to heal, and of course I buy like grass-fed from the farmer's market, and I know the farmer,
Yeah.
like good
You do your
quality,
best.
and I do my best,
Yeah.
And 80% is plant-based. But just because I eat meat like once every week or twice, like some of my vegan friends stop talking to me.
And that is something that we haven't learned yet. We cannot fight violence with violence.
Yeah.
We cannot.
It's like religion.
No.
It's like you're vegan, you're vegetarian, you're not, then we cannot be friends.
No. The main lesson, and that's why I'm focusing on giving these conferences about being peaceful vegans.
Oh my God,
is,
thank you.
It's precisely because I know that the main thing we all need to learn is to be peaceful and to engage it's like, for example,
Non-judgment.
non-judgment. It's like right now, and I know this is gonna, hopefully it won't drive us into another subject, but hopefully not. But when you see Mr. Trump being violent,
Yeah.
there's a part of me that wants to be very violent with him. I go like, I want you to lose. I want you to be humiliated. This is horrible. You're an ignorant. You're divisive. You're racist. And I have to pull back myself and go like, Marco, Trump is your teacher. He's there giving you an opportunity to act and do what you need to do, but from peace. So if you want to stop him from being president, that's fine, but don't do it hating him, because then I'm getting hooked into the same level of consciousness, which is really low, which is the hate and division, right?
But I cannot be peaceful about that guy.
You
What I
can.
do is like, I don't talk about him. I don't see him.
Yeah.
I ignore him. Like for me, it's like,
No, but
if I don't focus,
we can be neutral.
If I focus my energy,
Yeah.
in other things,
Yeah.
it's like I'm more interested in what's happening in politics or in the world
Yeah.
with people who are creating things in the world and not
Yeah.
destroying.
He comes across as a jerk, but
Yeah.
jerks are also our teachers. And that's
So
the
the jerks
whole
who
point.
kill the chickens are teachers?
Yeah, because everyone in life
In what
is our
way they
teacher.
can be our teachers?
Well, because
Please
they're
tell
showing
me.
you, they're giving you the feedback. They're showing you. See, Donald Trump represents to me exactly what happens when you allow the ego, the selfishness, the fear to take over.
Yeah.
He's exactly what I do not want to be. But you know what? That's the way I look when I fall into that energy. I've been Trump many times in my life. When I've given in to anger, when I've given in to judgments, when I've given in to fear. So there's a part of me that recognizes that, and since I don't like that in myself, I project it and I go like, that's so wrong. So he's a teacher. He's reminding me exactly of what I do not want to become.
Well, I would say like more like a mirror than a teacher,
Well,
because
for me, a mirror is a teacher. Yeah, it's a choice of words.
Yeah, I don't
If you
know,
don't like
but-
the word teacher, it's just giving us
Yeah,
feedback.
Exactly.
So I have the choice.
That's why a lot of people like him too, because he speaks his mind.
He's channeling
he
the
has
anger.
no filter.
He's channeling the anger. Now, Bernie Sanders is also channeling anger, but he's a peaceful guy. He's not saying, let's go and destroy the whole world. He's like, let's give a chance, just give peace a chance.
Yeah.
So, but he's angry, and he's channeling the anger against a system that is corrupted. So both of them, actually, if you look at them, they have a lot of similarities. Just one of them believes in unity, the other one believes in separation. One believes in violence, the other one believes in peace. But they're both two individuals that are bringing something forward. So
But that's a polarity of the world.
Yeah.
Like that's our struggle right now. Like all of us that like we want peace, community, consciousness. Like we want to like support each other. And there's like more the individualistic. Like this is mine, my company, my car, my woman, my nothing.
Yeah.
So that's the struggle.
That's the struggle. But what I mean is that it's really easy to be peaceful if I go to the mountain Like when I'm on my
Oh
bike.
yeah, in a ashram.
I'm in nature, and I'm with a beautiful girl, butt naked, in La Jolla, in San Diego, or here, Malibu or something, with my girl. We're kissing, we're making out, we have delicious food. Oh, I'm so peaceful. I'm such a saint. Yeah, that's so easy. Let's meditate, baby. That's so easy. That's so easy. It's a step, but it's really easy. Now, can I be peaceful when I see something that I dislike?
Yeah.
That's why I see Trump as a teacher. And anyone, the guys who are punishing the animals and the guys who are doing horrible things in the world. You know what I mean?
I'm just, I like.
You're being a host.
I'm just doing my job.
You're doing your job. Actually, you taught me these things.
Yeah, actually,
you know
I
what
gave
mean?
you that tip, remember?
Yeah. Can I be peaceful? Doesn't mean that I like it.
Yeah.
Can I be peaceful when I see that? Can I be neutral and go like, I completely disagree and dislike that. I think that is terrible for this country or for humanity but I don't get angry.
Yeah, but we don't.
I stay calm.
Yeah, you
neutral.
stay calm.
Like Jesus.
Yeah, exactly.
Calm.
Or like Buddha or like the Dalai Lama, But I think that's the thing. It's like when people have strong feelings about something, it's because there's something internally that they need to become aware of. Yeah. Right? And heal that or transform that or just embrace it. Or
that's responsibility.
Yeah, maybe that's why, I just said this comment about maybe our next president, so.
No, don't put that intention out there.
It's not going to happen. It would be a joke. It would be a joke.
Cancel.
But anyway, it's like that's the strong feelings, because sometimes I also have that inner Karina that it's angry.
Yeah.
And once it says like, hey,
So he's a trainer. He's giving you an obstacle for your peace. He's giving you an obstacle for your happiness. Now, can you still be happy and disagree? Because this is the misunderstanding. Liking is not a requirement for loving. Liking is not a requirement for being peaceful. Liking is not a requirement for being happy. I can dislike and disagree, but I can still be happy. So my goal, and I'm not going to tell you I've achieved it, but my goal is to see people, he's the extreme of what I disagree with at many levels. So, but the day I can see someone like him speaking and I can disagree and I can be peaceful and quiet and go like, I disagree, but you know what, I'm still happy. I don't turn off the TV and go into the shower and go like, oh, I'm going to kill this guy.
Of course,
he's crazy.
Yeah, you don't take it that seriously and you don't have such strong feelings about it.
And there's another reason.
And you can be proactive to what you want to see.
And I can be more effective. This is very important.
Which I've seen you campaigning for Bernie Sanders.
I campaigned for Bernie.
Yeah.
But we are more effective. It's not about him. I'm not doing it for him.
No, it's
for
about
myself.
The
it's for me.
Yeah, it's.
I can be more effective when I am peaceful. When emotions go up, intelligence goes down.
What?
Yes! When two people get annoyed and they get emotional, you have the most stupid conversation, you hurt each other, you cannot say the best. I shake. When I get emotional, I shake.
Because your critical mind stops working.
Exactly. So being peaceful actually unleashes...
Which I see that a lot in politics, by the way.
Of course.
Anyway.
But being peaceful unleashes the maximum level of intelligence that you can express yourself with. So if I'm going to actually, let's say I'm going to be an activist for any cause, I should be peaceful because I will be more effective.
Well,
so vegans are more effective being peaceful.
But this is like the best answer I had for the beginning of the show.
Really?
Because I said you're a great activist, and now I know why. I couldn't be an activist.
But I believe in peaceful activism because I think our number one goal, Karina, whatever we stand for, is peace. You know that. You know, you're also a teacher of peace. That's what I believe in. I believe in peace.
No, and I think it's about embracing your emotions. But if you want to change something, it's always like conversation, compassive communication, love. And like you said, instead of also focusing on the problem, it's focusing on the solution. And bringing your energy and what can we do to create. You know, that's why, like, for example, the campaign, our friends we support in Mexico about stop eating meat for a day, Mondays.
Humane Society,
Meatless
Mondays.
Meatless Mondays. Because, it's not like, oh, here are the chickens and here's the blood and see what's going on, which is important for a lot of people, not for me personally, although I saw those documentaries. But it's like, okay, at least start with one day. You know, like,
possibilities.
let's start little by little, because
Yeah.
we cannot also make shifts. Transformation and shifts takes
Yeah.
a while.
And I can, don't get me wrong, in my heart,
Look.
in my ideal world,
Look, your bunnies.
I would love that no animal is ever hurt again in
Yeah.
the rest of the existence of the universe. Never again, in my heart. That's my ideal world. Having said that, I need to be realistic, and I can choose to focus, like when somebody like you, which I admire you with all my heart, if you can go 100% carnivore and I will still admire and love you, that my feelings for you, my love for you is not attached to your eating habits. But of course, in my heart, if you tell me I'm vegan, it makes me happy. But you tell me I'm 80% there, I can choose to focus on the 80% of effort, and because I know it's not an easy change. So I can focus on the 80% that you're doing, and I can just focus on thinking, if the whole planet changed at that level, to forget about 80%, 50%, 30%, one meal a day, it would be a completely different planet.
No, I agree with
Or
that.
I can go into the judgment and go like, oh, she's not 100% there. I'm going to nail her. I'm going to crucify her because she's not perfect.
But at least with that, we're starting somewhere.
But am I perfect? Am I doing 100%?
No, we're not.
No, nobody is capable of doing 100%. We're not here to do perfection. We're here to do our
we're
best.
not give it at 100%.
No, well, that's different. Our effort, yeah.
I know, I
But you know what
understand.
you mean.
I'm just joking with you.
I know you are.
But isn't it that a little bit of a contradiction? I mean, I just
What?
love these conversations, because this is good friendships. We can disagree, we can have different perceptions, and we can have a conversation
Yeah.
without like not talking to each other.
No.
You know, but it's like it's a little contradiction, because at the beginning of the show you said nothing that happens on the outside is going to make me happier or not.
Yeah.
And right now you're telling me you would be happier
My
if I wouldn't eat animals. That would make you happier.
But that's a great observation.
Yeah.
That's a happiness that comes from the outside. What really, really, really makes me happy on a stable is to love you no matter what you do.
Okay, I'm glad you cleared that out.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm human.
Yeah.
If I'm on the streets and I see a cute girl and she looks at me and smiles, my heart is gonna go like, not only my heart, but I'm gonna get happy, right?
Yeah.
Happy.
Yeah.
Is that real happiness? No.
No.
That's my ego. That's my ego, and I like it.
No, and I'm asking you
But I'm
this
aware.
because, I mean, you see this all the time on TV shows. Like,
Yeah.
there's this set of contradictions,
Yeah.
and then it's just about, like, the meaning or the perception or the words. So for
Yeah.
me, it's always important to clear that out.
Yeah.
Because if not, it's like, it turns into, like, politics. Like, seriously,
Yeah.
like, there's so many contradictions, you don't even
Yeah.
know what's going on anymore. So I just had to clear that
It's
out.
crazy. Politics are so crazy.
I know, I can't believe you got yourself into there, so good luck.
I've never gotten into this
No,
before.
I know.
The only reason I gotten into this is there were two things.
Like politics, and we were just having like the
Tea.
tea. It's like, yeah, can we just switch it up? Yeah, I think we're gonna stick with eating healthy, plant-based food. You know, like don't be cruel to people, don't be cruel to animals.
Yeah.
And I mean, what's next for Marco?
What's next for Marco? I'm writing my first book. I've taken quite some time to write it because I've been rewriting it. Because I write it and then I'm like no, and then rewrite it again. So I'm gonna give birth to that book sooner than later.
I'm excited about that.
Doing a TV show in Mexico, a game show there, and we're in conversations with a TV network to start a talk show in English in the States. So I'm working my path through that. I'm going to be teaching now a workshop at the University of Santa Monica.
Oh, really? On
what? Spiritual psychology for Latinos.
Oh, really?
It's going to be in English, but it's going to be aimed for Latinos.
That's
And we're going to
amazing.
take the workshop to Mexico City too, and I want to work on my YouTube channel. I used to have a podcast, which you were one of the favorite guests several times, and I would like to do something exactly like you're doing. So, because I think this is beautiful to be able to share with viewers or listeners this kind of information where you don't have any commitments to brands, or if you have them, they're aligned with you, and it's beautiful. We're living in such a wonderful moment in the history of communication. So
Let's take advantage of that.
look at that, upward dog.
Yeah. Lucy, your dog.
My doggy.
She's so cute. Well, thank you so much for
Thank you,
coming. I
Karina.
had a
Congratulations
great
on your
time.
show.
Thank you. And I'm so happy to have you here and being also an Angelino and enjoying the city and like being pro work of supporting Latino community also.
And when you find the vegan police, send them to me.
Oh, I will.
I'll work with them.
Yeah, with no violence, just like shanti, 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 okay?
They're good people. They're doing their best too.
I know. Everybody's doing their best.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's just annoying, and I just had to say it.
Yeah, no, I know it's fine, but it's good feedback. It's good feedback to them.
Okay, so just be nice.
Thank you. Be nice
Namaste.
to every animal.
Thank you, Marco.
Thank
I
you.
love you.
Love you too, Karina.
And friends, see you next week with Coffee, Tea, or Sex. And don't remind to have some every night.